Well, welcome back, everybody, once again. Let me take my hat off. Oh, makes my head itch. Welcome back to JJ's PC Builds. JJ with you once again. Okay, we're going to cover the keynotes for Intel. I know we didn't catch it live, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to play back the keynotes, and then at the end, I'll give you my opinions. So I'm just gonna get you through the whole video, and at the end I'll give you my opinions, and after that we'll move on. So let's go ahead and just dive into this and go into the action screen. This is Intel's keynotes over at Computex 2024. So let's move on. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can get everything all ship, shape, and shored. So this way you guys can see everything. Yeah. Okay, so it looks good. So let's go ahead and just dive into the video. I'm going to mute my mic so you guys can see what's cooking. So do enjoy the presentation.
Of Intel Corporation, Pat Gelsinger.
Thank you. 大家好. Great to be here in Taipei. You know, I love the central role that Taiwan plays in the entire tech ecosystem. I just feed on the innovative energy of the Taiwan ecosystem. I just love the fact that we have Computex here, and great for the opportunity for Intel to be part of this incredible event for the entire tech ecosystem. So let me again say thank you for having us at Computex Taiwan 2024. You just heard a famous quote from Gordon Moore in the video, and if you looked at that, we actually, with the permission of his family and the magic of AI, we trained a model on Gordon Moore in his 70s and brought that back to life. And this famous quote, whatever has been done can be outdone. And isn't that the very essence of Computex? This event isn't just about what's happening today, it's about what's happening next. And the things we'll talk about today will shape our future for years to come. As we've seen time and again, and at the first Computex, which, by the way, do you know when the first Computex was? 1981, and we were working on introducing the next year, right, a technological marvel called the 8286. Yeah, 100,000 transistors on a chip, and that was a big deal at the time. Today, it's a relic, one of those many relics that I worked on in my career, right? As we look now to have 1 billion transistors on a single chip, and even looking to 1 trillion transistors in a single package by the end of the decade. And unlike what Jensen might have you believe, Moore's Law is alive and well. And Taiwan continues to play a central role. Intel has had its operations in Taiwan since 1985, and next year at Computex, we're going to have a little 40-year birthday party for Intel and Taiwan. IT, Intel and Taiwan together. And I want to start with just a big thank you to all of our partners here. Together, we're changing the world again. Let's hear.
Been our vital partner.
Together, we are powering AI at the edge.
We're breaking the barriers between people and AI.
And exploring incredible possibilities.
Our partnership with Intel fuels collective innovation to solve hard problems.
And unleashing creators' potential.
And enabling business transformation.
From PC to data center, we are building a more resilient supply chain for the semiconductor in the AI era.
We're creating AI solutions that drive global progress
for the betterment of our society.
Everywhere for everything.
We will achieve breakthroughs that will change the world.
Well, what a great group, and I'm just very grateful for the partnership now for many decades. Some of you were younger when we first got to know each other. But in our work together is giving rise to the AI era. And when I think about this AI era, I consider it like the internet 25 years ago. It's that big. Every device will become an AI device. Every company will become an AI company. And we see this as the fuel that's driving the semiconductor industry to reach $1 trillion by the end of the decade. And Intel has a unique position in this as the only company that gets to service 100% of the AI TAM, an AI continuum from semiconductors through products, and that starts with the Intel Foundry. And chips are the heart of the global economy, and the world needs more flexible and resilient supply chains. And this has given rise to us creating the world's first system foundry for the AI era. And our foundry business will also drive the next generation of your innovation, but also the Intel products. And today I'm going to focus our attention on the Intel products portfolio and how it is enabling AI everywhere. And as we think about this, it's the most consequential era, potentially, of the extraordinary careers that I and we have been able to have. And when the internet arrived, do you remember, your first Netscape experience? It's like, yeah, man, this morning I got on the internet. Wow. Okay. Now, you're on the internet every minute. Put your phone away. Listen to me, okay? Get off it, right? And if you're a teenager, you're on it like every 10 seconds. It's just become pervasive in everything that we do. And AI everywhere will push the boundaries of what's possible across every human experience. What we do in the data center and cloud, what we do in the edge, what we do in the PC, and everywhere in between. And with open standards, security, sustainability at the center. So let's start with the data center. AI has been central to the data center, and what Intel is doing has been the key to enabling the cloud data center for decades. We have a stunning 130 million Xeons powering data centers around the world. And this installed base is a huge advantage and a huge opportunity for us collectively. Our customers need infrastructure that's scalable and flexible. They need standard platforms to integrate with existing systems to run those decades of software, right? Those exabytes of data that they have in place. And they need an open ecosystem to maximize choice and value. Of course, they also need more compute and performance, greater density, greater energy efficiency, greater server capacity. And this creates a set of issues that they have to deal with as they have more and more demands for those power and energy solutions. And today, we're launching the solution for this next era. Today, we're launching Xeon 6 with E-cores. And we see this as an essential upgrade for the modern data center, a high core count, high density, exceptional performance per watt. It's also important to note that this is our first product on Intel 3. And Intel 3 is the third of our 5 nodes in 4 years as we continue our march back to process technology, competitiveness, and leadership next year. And this enables us to have the choice for high-density, scale-out workloads for the future. In simple terms, performance up, power down, and drastically smaller footprint. So let's just give you some visual demonstration of what this means. And with that, Chuck, if you could come on here. And what do you have here, Chuck?
Well, Pat, I've got 2 racks here. Now, in this first rack, it is full of Xeon 2nd Gen scalable processors. So we've got 20 of them in here, all loaded, ready to go. Over here, well, it's basically empty.
Okay, so why don't you do this, Chuck? And I know you didn't get enough workout time in today. I'd like you to fill this rack, right, with the equivalent compute capability of the Gen 2 using Gen 6, okay?
Give me a minute or two, I'll make it happen.
Okay, get with it. Come on. Up to it, buddy. And it's important to think about the data centers. Every data center provider I know today is being crushed by how they upgrade, how they expand their footprint and the space, the flexibility. For high performance computing, they have more demands for AI in the data center. And having a processor with 144 cores versus 28 cores for Gen 2 gives them the ability to both condense as well as to attack these new workloads as well with performance and efficiency that was never seen before. So, Chuck, are you done?
I'm done. I wanted a few more reps, but you said equivalent. I even put a little bit more.
Okay, so let me get it. That rack has become this.
It has become that.
Now, there's a lot of leftover space here, Chuck.
There is. I mean, if you're going to reimagine the data center, right, you want the best power and efficiency possible, but there's all those new workloads you want to run, so we left some extra space for those.
Well, okay, so we've showed it space-wise, but can you give us a demonstration of what this looks like?
Absolutely. Now, depending on who you listen to, the internet is roughly 60 to 80% media.
Yeah,
right?
incredible amount of the bandwidth, incredible amount of the workload is media workload.
Exactly. So in the lab right now, I've got 1 2nd gen, and I've got 1 of the brand new Xeon 6s. You can see them up on screen, and they are transcoding like crazy, right?
Okay.
It's hard to see though, right?
Yeah, okay.
So let's do a visualization of that in real time. Now, the Xeon 2nd Gen, it is doing 56 videos at one time. Xeon 6, however, 144 videos at one time, and doing them much, much faster. So you can see the frames per second, each of those, 628 on the 2nd Gen, almost, over 2,600 on the Xeon 6. I mean, a 4.2x or up to 4.2x performance gain on Xeon 6.
So this is pretty incredible. What does it mean for every data center? Time to upgrade to Gen 6. Thank you so much, Chuck.
Thanks, Pat.
And what you just saw was eCores delivering this distinct advantage for cloud native and hyperscale workloads, 4.2x in media transcode, 2.6x performance per watt, and from a sustainability perspective, this is just game changing. A 3-to-1 rack consolidation over a 4-year cycle, just one 200 rack data center would save 80K megawatts per megawatt hours of energy. And Xeon is everywhere. So imagine the benefits that this could have across the thousands and tens of thousands of data centers. In fact, if just 500 data centers were upgraded with what we just saw, this would power almost 1.4 million Taiwan households for a year. 3.7 million cars off the road for a year, or power Taipei 101 for 500 years. And by the way, this will only get better. And if 144 cores is good, well, let's put 2 of them together, and let's have 288 cores. So later this year, we'll be bringing the 2nd generation of our Xeon 6 with E-cores, a whopping 288 cores, and this will enable a stunning 6-to-1 consolidation ratio. Better claim than anything we've seen in the industry. And you can see why Xeon is gaining momentum in the marketplace. And we're hearing from our customers as well. And for instance, eBay. And they're already seeing 25% performance per watt improvement over competitive solutions, greater than 90% performance per watt improvements over their 3rd gen installed base. Let's hear from another customer, partner and key infrastructure software provider, SAP.
At SAP, we are passionate about building a greener future. Together with Intel, we are crafting solutions that care for our planet. Our collaboration with Intel extends to enhancing the energy efficiency of modern data centers. For SAP HANA Cloud, it is key to provide industry-leading performance and scalability. Intel's Xeon 6 CPU with efficient cores is an important and effortless step for SAP HANA Cloud to optimize performance. In tests on SAP HANA and SAP HANA Cloud, we were able to achieve a similar performance and scalability while reducing the power consumption by up to 60%. Thank you, Intel, for a strong collaboration and trusted partnership over the many years.
Thank you to our friends at SAP, and look at the ecosystem momentum. Simply put, performance up, power down. And that's why Xeon is driving strong adoption across the ecosystem, and more to come. And in Q3, we'll introduce the E-core's big brother, the P-core version, Granite Rapids, our next generation of the Xeon 6 family of processors. Xeon back on its way in a big and powerful way for the industry and the ecosystem. Thank you very much. More to come. But clearly, the conversation is about AI and how these next generation workloads evolve. And not only can Xeon be part of today's cloud workloads, but critically, your databases already run on Xeon. And increasingly, what we're seeing is that the LLMs are being complemented by real-time database environments, or RAG, retrieval augmented generation. And when you think about it, here we are in year 22 or 23 of cloud computing. And today, over 60% of workloads now run in the cloud, but over 80% of the data remains on-prem. Wow, this extraordinary amount of data that's unmonetized and unleveraged by businesses. Xeon plus RAG changes that. RAG becomes, in our view, one of the most important enterprise workflows, combining your data and databases, many of those real-time time series data, with LLMs. LLMs may be trained on data that's a month, a year, or years old, but combining that with real-time time series embeddings makes an extraordinary combination. And not only is it powerful Xeons like Xeon Gen 6, but it's also being complemented by our AI accelerators, turbocharging that with Gaudi. And customers are looking for high-performance, cost-effective Gen AI training and inferencing solutions, and they've started to turn to alternatives like Gaudi. They want choice. They want open software and hardware solutions, and time-to-market solutions at dramatically lower TCOs. And that's why we're seeing customers like Naver, Airtel, Bosch, Infosys, and Seeker turning to Gaudi 2. And we're putting these pieces together. We're standardizing through the open source community and the Linux Foundation. We've created the open platform for enterprise AI to make Xeon and Gaudi a standardized AI solution for workloads like RAG. So let's take a look. So Diana, what do we have here?
All right, so I thought we'd do a quick demo of that AI appliance that you mentioned.
Okay.
So this is running on Xeon and Gaudi 2 with components from OPEA, such as the Redis vector database.
Okay.
And we have here an example that's RAG plus LLM. And I should mention that the LLM we're using is based on Lava, which is a multimodal LLM. So that will come into play as we do this demo. So let me start with maybe a quick medical query.
Okay, so this is Xeon and Gaudi working together on a medical query, so it's a lot of private, confidential, on-prem data being combined with a open source LLM.
Exactly.
Okay, very cool.
All right, so let's see what our LLM has to say. So you can see like a typical LLM, we're getting the text answer here, standard, but it's a multimodal LLM. So we also have this great visual here of the chest X-ray.
Okay, I'm not good at reading X-rays, so what does this say?
I'm not great either, but the nice thing about, and I'm going to spare you my typing skills, so I'm going to do a little cut and pasting here. The nice thing about this multimodal LLM is we can actually ask it questions to further illustrate what's going on here. So this LLM is actually going to analyze this image and tell us a little bit more about this hazy opacity, such as it is. So you can see here it's saying it's down here in the lower left. So once again, just a great example of multimodal LLM.
So real time, this is how healthcare providers could be taking advantage of AI solutions today with RAG.
Exactly.
Okay, so what else do you got for us?
Okay, well, I mean, RAGs, of course, as you said, are great for, up-to-the-minute information, also, confidential on-prem data.
Okay.
So, and I know this RAG is super up-to-date. So I thought maybe I would ask it a question I've been wondering about recently.
Okay, what do you got?
Okay, so it has to do with the prices of the Gaudi 2 and Gaudi 3 kits. So I figured I'd just ask that.
But those aren't publicly disclosed.
I thought I just asked, what?
Those aren't publicly available information.
Oh.
Okay, I guess they are now.
Might be now.
Right, did you check with our PR department before you did this?
It just seemed like a great question.
Well, okay. Well, so the price of Gaudi 2, Gaudi 3 AI kits look pretty compelling.
They do, don't they?
Yeah. But this chatbot just broke some news, so let's go a little bit further.
Okay.
How does it compare with competition?
All right, let's take a look and see. I'm thinking the chatbot will know this as well. It seems to be pretty up to date on everything. So let's take a look and see how we do with competition. Oh, look, it's got an answer for that as well.
Okay, so pretty compelling. So in other words, it crushes the competition.
It looks like it. It's looking great.
Well, I'm really starting to like this chatbot, and thank you, Diana, for an incredible demonstration of real-time database.
Sure. Thanks, Pat.
And as you see, Gaudi is not just winning on price, it's also delivering incredible TCO and incredible performance. And that performance is only getting better with Gaudi 3. Gaudi 3 architecture is the only MLPerf benchmark alternative to H100s for LLM training and inferencing, and Gaudi 3 only makes it stronger. We're projected to deliver 40% faster time to train than H100s, and 1.5x versus H200s, and faster inferencing than H100s, and delivering that 2.3x performance per dollar in throughput versus H100s. And in training, Gaudi 3 is expected to deliver 2x the performance per dollar. And this idea is simply music to our customers' ears. Spend less and get more. It's highly scalable, uses open industry standards like Ethernet, which we'll talk more about in a second, and we're also supporting all of the expected open source frameworks like PyTorch, VLLM, and hundreds of thousands of models are now available on Hugging Face for Gaudi. And with our developer cloud, you can experience Gaudi capabilities firsthand, easily accessible, and readily available. But of course, with this, the entire ecosystem is lining up behind Gaudi 3, and it's my pleasure today to show you the wall of Gaudi 3. And together with our partners, we're thrilled with the momentum and the mass market opportunities that Gaudi 3 is bringing forward to our customers, because they want choice, they want TCO, they want alternatives, they want performance, and Gaudi 3 and our partner ecosystem is delivering exactly that. So with that, I want to take a moment and actually have one of our partners here join us on stage. Inventec, a long-time Intel partner, using Gaudi to deliver AI compute capabilities across diverse sectors of the enterprise. Please join me in welcoming to stage my friend and yours, Inventec President Jack Tsai.
Hi, good to see you.
Good to see you, Jack. So good. So, and thanks for being here, joining us on stage here. So, can you tell us about what the work that we're doing that excites you most, Jack?
Okay, I clearly remember.
Okay, so you guys don't get bored with the video altogether, and that'll make this a long video. We're just going to take it forward to the fact of where we need to be at. So we're going to go ahead and move forward so you don't get bored all the way through the video. Because it seems like it's... Okay, so we'll go right here and just continue on. So stay tuned.
Opportunity, and that is in PCs. And when I think about the PC market, this is the most exciting moment in 25 years. And about 25 years ago was Wi-Fi. How many of you remember Wi-Fi? Yeah. I mean, and right, we finished the Wi-Fi standard, and then what happened in the marketplace? Nothing. About 2 years after the standards were in place, Centrino was launched. And this unleashed energy in the ecosystem, and all of a sudden, every coffee shop had to have a hotspot, and every hotel room had to have it. And our application for the PC moved from productivity to internet. And similarly, we see the AI PC being that Centrino-like moment. We expect that by 2028, 80% of all PCs will be AI PCs, and Intel is leading the way. Core Ultra is already providing AI capabilities. We have 300+ applications, 500+ AI models. We've already shipped 8 million Core Ultra devices since our December launch last year. And we're working with the entire ecosystem to drive this capability into the marketplace as we enable the AI PC into the marketplace. The entire ecosystem is behind us, and you can see it right here. Ain't it a beautiful sight? And here, we're just thrilled by, seeing these many new PCs, and I only have 3 of them that I'm carrying around these days, seeing the next generation Core Ultra, PCs. And we already have about 1/3 of these are Lunar Lake PCs, which I'm about to talk about. We're at the forefront of this category creation moment, and we're proud of the partnership that we have with you, the key software providers across the industry, and our partnership with Microsoft. So let's hear right now from Satya Nadella.
Thank you, Pat. It's great to be with you at Computex today. We're entering a new era of AI where, for the first time, computers can understand us instead of us having to understand them. To bring this vision to life, we've introduced Copilot+ PCs, the fastest, most AI-ready Windows PCs ever built. And just like we have always done with Windows, we're taking a partner-first approach, working across our entire ecosystem to bring these new devices to life. That's why the partnership with Intel is so important to us. Lunar Lake processors will power more than 80 new Copilot+ PCs. They'll deliver exceptional security and extended battery life with a 40+ TOPS NPU unlocking capabilities simply not possible on other PCs. It's this innovation that will make breakthrough on-device AI experiences like Recall or Co-Creator, as well as all the stuff that developers will build with our new Windows Copilot runtime. And we're looking forward to what customers around the world will achieve with these new capabilities. Thank you so much for the partnership.
Thank you, Satya. And as we've launched the Core Ultra with Meteor Lake, it also introduced this next generation of chiplet-based design, and Lunar Lake is the next step forward, and I'm happy to announce it today. And Lunar Lake is a revolutionary design. It's new IP blocks for CPU, GPU, and NPU. It'll power the largest number of next-gen AI PCs in the industry. We already have over 80 designs with 20 OEMs that will start shipping in volume in Q3. I also want to say, particularly here in Taiwan, a special thanks to our friends at TSMC, which were critical to help us with many of the core technologies that were required to make Lunar Lake possible. This is a great example of the collaboration that we see in the foundry industry with Intel and TSMC, and enabling new standards like UCIe as well. So let's dig a little bit more into why Lunar Lake is such an important step for the industry, enabling this next generation of thin and light AI PCs. First, it starts with a great CPU. And with that, this is our next generation Lion Cove processor that has significant IPC improvements and delivers that performance while also delivering dramatic power efficiency gains as well. So it's delivering Core Ultra performance at nearly half the power that we had in Meteor Lake, which was already a great chip. You know, the GPU is also a huge step forward. It's based on our next generation SHI-2 IP, and it delivers 50% more graphics performance. And literally, we've taken a discrete graphics card and we've shoved it into this amazing chip called Lunar Lake. Alongside this, we're delivering strong AI compute performance with our enhanced NPU, up to 48 TOPS of performance. And as you heard Satya talk about, our collaboration with Microsoft and Copilot+, and along with 300 other ISVs, incredible software support, more applications than anyone else. Now, some say that the NPU is the only thing that you need. And simply put, that's not true. You know, and now having engaged with hundreds of ISVs, most of them are taking advantage of CPU, GPU, and NPU performance. In fact, our new SHI-2 GPU is an incredible on-device AI performance engine. Only 30% of the ISVs we've engaged with are only using the NPU. The GPU and the CPU in combination deliver extraordinary performance. The GPU, 67 TOPS with our XMS performance, 3.5x the gains over prior generation. And since there's been some talk about this other X Elite chip coming out and its superiority to the x86, I just want to put that to bed right now. Ain't true. You know, Lunar Lake running in our labs today outperforms the X Elite on the CPU, on the GPU, and on AI performance, delivering a stunning 120 TOPS of total platform performance. And it's compatible, so you don't need any of those compatibility issues. You know, this is x86 at its finest. Every enterprise, every customer, every historical driver and capability simply works. This is a no-brainer. Everyone should upgrade. And you know, the final nail in the coffin of this discussion is some say the x86 can't win on power efficiency. Lunar Lake busts this myth as well. This radical new SoC architecture and design delivers unprecedented power efficiency, up to 40% lower SoC performance than Meteor Lake, which was already very good. So simply put, Lunar Lake, the flagship platform for AI PC innovation, bar none. Unmatched combination of performance, compatibility, applications, software enabling, and power efficiency. We are committed to the AI PC. We're going to drive it forward with our ISVs, OEMs, ecosystem partners, and most importantly, we're going to deliver it in volume in the marketplace. We're partnering with our top OEMs to bring forward the power of Core Ultra and Lunar Lake. And let's talk to one of our partners right now. You know, we've enjoyed a long-term relationship with so many of you, and one of those that I enjoy the most has been ASUS, its chairman, Johnny Shi. Please have you join me.
Okay, I'm going to just bring you back to the main screen. Okay, listen up. They've already, I'm just going to, if you want to watch the keynote, go to Intel's YouTube site and you can see it right there. But I'm just going to sum this up in a nutshell. From what I heard and from what I'm going to tell you is OEM partners. This is what they keep bringing up, OEM partners. So basically, these chips are going to an OEM computer that's going to power Windows 11 24H2 and all the AI experience on top of it. But from what I'm hearing, what I heard from Microsoft, is that only the Snapdragon is going to have that ability. So I'm not gathering what's going on with the Snapdragon and Intel and what they're going to be doing. From what he's saying is the fact of that his new Lunar Lake processor is going to have AI capability, which is going to be powered by Copilot plus PCs. I just heard, what was it, yesterday or something like that? That only Copilot and Snapdragon PCs are being built. But now, listening to this, now Intel's jumping into the game of Copilot plus PC and Intel. So if this is true, look at Lunar Lake to be having that recall and all that other nonsense that you all are scared about. Look at it. It's coming to you. I'm not going to make this a long video. I'm going to cut it short. You want to see the rest of his keynote? Then you can go over there to Intel on YouTube and watch the rest of it. But I mean, I don't foresee this going to be anything that, this might be something that my subscribers might want to watch and everything else. But if you've already watched it, then, you know, it is what it is. But my opinion is that with that recall, and I'm hearing too that it's not going to be to where you're able to shut it off. Now that I'm getting emails on this, you're not going to be able to shut it off because it's going to be embedded. And there's basically, with those new computers, the only way you're going to get the full AI experience with 24H2 is if you buy an OEM PC. So you're going to be looking at spending another $2,000 for a computer, which you already have a computer. So that's the reason why I stopped the video, is because there's no sense of me going on with this video. I already know the cause and effect of this. So basically they're saying that all the new hardware that we just bought before Computex is going to be outdated compared to these new OEM PCs, pre-builts, coming from these companies like Dell, Livono, Hewlett-Packard, you know, and all them. And the way they're making it look like is that the only way you can get this certain type processor is if you buy a full-fledged PC. And when it comes to the motherboards, they'll probably have a sleek design for the motherboard that's going to make the processors incompatible with the 800 series motherboards that these other manufacturers are making now. So I don't know if this is an avenue I want to recommend to everybody to go down. Because I know everybody, I'm not knocking Intel, but I think where they should have started was fixing their 13th and 14th gen CPU processors before they decided to dive into this avenue. But now you got people that got 13th and 14th gen totally upset with the fact. And the only reason they're going down this avenue is because of the power issues they're having. So going and doing the AI and reducing the power, do you really think that it's going to be a powerful processor? A lot of people are talking about this. Leave your comment on this video down below. Let me know what you think. I can tell you what I think. I think this is a ruse. That people are going to buy this and people are going to be upset and they're not going to get what they expect. Now they got, you know, now they got Intel on the game of, you know, with Microsoft's recall on 24H2 and full AI capabilities, if this is the way I'm hearing it. And I think that's the way he's saying it. I don't think Lunar Lakes is going to be for me. I can tell you the path I'm going to take. I'm looking at the 9000 series for AMD. At least they got a direct path on which way they're going to go. So now I'm not knocking Intel. I know there's, you know, you got your Intel fanboys out there. Look, I got plenty of PCs that have Intel in it. Plenty of PCs. Even this PC I'm using now has Intel network card. It's got part of Intel in here. It's got a network card. So, but I got other PCs. I got 8th gen processor. I got 2nd gen processors. I got a bunch of Intel processors all over the place. So, but I'm just saying, for me, looking forward to, you know, what Intel's got cooking here, and now I'm hearing that they're going to shove it into Copilot. There's no sense in me even finishing out the video because it's pretty much almost done anyway, and that's pretty much what they're going to be talking about, is Copilot plus PC for Intel. Like Copilot plus PC for Snapdragon. And that's something I didn't hear AMD say. They might say it later on down the road, but far as, you know, with their keynotes, they pretty much didn't say they were going to add their SKU into the process of a Copilot plus PC with AMD. They probably will with their laptops, but I don't know about desktops. They didn't seem to mention anything about AI process on the 9000 series. I didn't seem to hear that. Maybe if you did, you can let me know, because I didn't hear it in the keynote from AMD. So that might be an avenue they're not going to go. They might do it on their laptops, but you know, they might not do it on their desktops. That might be something they're going to save for another day. Who knows? But anyway, I'm not going to make this a long video, and I'm not going to let you guys hear me rant all day about this. I just wanted to see what this video was, you know, somewhat about, see if it was going to be interesting, and I got my answer. Basically, what they're saying is that, you know, their processor is going to be leaning towards what Microsoft has cooking for their software, so they're going to branch themselves in there and kind of taking the leap and jump into the AI coalition and, you know, jump into that recall and everything else that Microsoft's got cooked up for them Copilot plus PCs. So, but anyway, we got more videos to come, so we're at the end of this one. But if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, welcome to the family. Also, too, make sure you put a like on the video. I know y'all are going to be hating on me about saying this, but please don't hate on me. And also, too, hit that notification bell so that way you know when I post the next video. Until the next time in the next video, you know it is, and we'll see you on the next one.